Have you ever stopped to think about gravity? Probably not. It's one of those things we take for granted, like breathing or blinking. Yet, gravity is always there, quietly working behind the scenes. Every time you walk down the street, drop your keys, or pour a glass of water, it's gravity making things happen. But beyond these everyday actions, gravity shapes the very world we live in, literally. From the flow of rivers to the way we build our cities, this invisible force is responsible for keeping everything grounded. Quite literally. So, how does this simple force really impact our daily lives? We know gravity keeps us glued to the ground, but it goes beyond just keeping us in place. Did you know that gravity's effects go all the way to the stars and beyond? In this video, we'll uncover how gravity not only affects our lives here on Earth, but also controls the movements of planets, keeps our atmosphere in check, and even influences the way we design the cars we drive. Let's dive into the force that is silently shaping the world around us: gravity. Chapter 1. The Basics of Gravity. What is it? Let's start with the basics. What is gravity? Simply put, gravity is the force of attraction between two objects that have mass. The bigger the mass, the stronger the gravitational pull. And the closer two objects are to each other, the stronger the gravitational force between them. Isaac Newton famously defined gravity after watching an apple fall from a tree, or so the story goes. In reality, Newton's insights about gravity helped change the way we understood the universe. His theory was simple: objects with mass are attracted to one another. So why don't we feel the pull toward our smartphones or coffee cups? Because Earth is so massive, its gravity overpowers the pull of smaller objects around us. But how does gravity work in space? For example, did you know that the same force keeping you on the ground is also keeping planets like Earth in orbit around the Sun? This gravitational pull ensures that Earth doesn't drift off into space. Every planet, star, and galaxy in the universe is shaped and controlled by gravity. In fact, without gravity, the universe as we know it wouldn't even exist. So, while we might not see it, gravity is everywhere, pulling things together on a cosmic scale. Chapter 2. Gravity and the Planet, Shaping Earth's Environment. While gravity keeps us on the ground, it does so much more. It plays a crucial role in shaping Earth's environment. Take the atmosphere, for example. Earth's gravity pulls gases toward it, keeping our atmosphere from drifting off into space. This blanket of gases protects life on Earth and allows water to exist in liquid form. Without this gravitational pull, we wouldn't have air to breathe, and life as we know it wouldn't exist. Speaking of water, have you ever wondered why rivers flow downhill or why ocean waves rise and fall? That's gravity at work again. Gravity causes water to move from higher elevations to lower ones, carving out landscapes and creating lakes, rivers, and oceans. One of gravity's most fascinating effects is the creation of tides. The moon's gravitational pull on Earth causes the oceans to bulge outward, leading to high tides. As Earth rotates, different parts of the planet experience these bulges, giving us the rise and fall of sea levels that coastal regions know so well. Gravity also helps maintain Earth's shape. Our planet isn't a perfect sphere. It's slightly bulged at the equator and flattened at the poles. This shape, known as an oblate spheroid, is the result of gravity acting on Earth's rotation. This slight bulging influences everything from weather patterns to the distribution of ecosystems across the globe. It's amazing how one force can shape entire landscapes. And gravity's influence doesn't stop there. It's responsible for how Earth's core behaves, and scientists believe that the molten core of the planet is what gives us a magnetic field. This magnetic field protects the Earth from harmful solar radiation, making gravity an unsung hero in maintaining conditions that allow life to thrive. Chapter 3: Gravity's Impact on Human Biology. It's not just the Earth that gravity affects, it also impacts us humans in ways we might not always notice. For one, gravity plays a vital role in blood circulation. It helps our hearts pump blood to the brain and ensures that blood flows down to our feet. Without gravity, our blood would have a hard time moving through our bodies, and we'd feel pretty strange. Our bones and muscles also rely on gravity. The constant downward pull keeps our bones strong by encouraging them to build density. But when people spend time in space, where gravity is much weaker, their bones start to lose density, and their muscles can weaken. That's why astronauts who spend long periods in space need to exercise frequently. It's a way of tricking their bodies into thinking they're still on Earth. The lack of gravity also causes other weird effects in space. Astronauts report that fluids in their bodies shift, leading to moon phases and even changes in their sense of taste. The longer people spend in space, the more these changes become pronounced. Scientists are even studying how long-term exposure to low-gravity environments could affect humans in the future, especially if we ever set up colonies on other planets. Interestingly, gravity also influences the way we develop during childhood. Did you know that if you were born and raised in space, your bones might not grow as strong? Studies have shown that gravity is essential for proper bone growth and development, which means life without gravity might not just be hard, it could fundamentally change the way we evolve as a species. Chapter 4: Gravity and Transportation, from Cars to Space Travel. Gravity doesn't just affect living things, it's a key factor in how we move around too. Take your car, for instance. The reason it stays on the road and not floating off into the air is because gravity pulls it down. But it's not just the car's weight that matters. Gravity also affects how fast you can stop, how much fuel you use, and even the design of the vehicle itself. Engineers account for gravity when calculating everything from tire pressure to the aerodynamics of a race car. When we travel at high speeds, gravity increases the downforce on the car, helping it stick to the road. This is why racing cars are built low to the ground, to maximize the effects of gravity and keep them from flipping over in tight corners. And then there's space travel. Getting a rocket off the ground takes an immense amount of energy because gravity is constantly pulling it back toward Earth. In fact, to escape Earth's gravitational pull, a rocket has to reach a speed of over 25,000 miles per hour. That's known as escape velocity. Once a spacecraft leaves Earth, gravity from other celestial bodies, like the Moon and planets, starts influencing its path. And here's something fun. Did you know that gravity affects time? Yep. According to Einstein's theory of general relativity, time actually moves slower in stronger gravitational fields. That means, technically, time moves a tiny bit slower at sea level than it does at the top of a mountain. Chapter 5: The Future: Manipulating Gravity. Gravity seems pretty constant, but could we ever manipulate it? While we're still far from mastering gravity, some scientists are exploring how we might one day control this powerful force. One fascinating area of research involves gravitational waves. These ripples in spacetime were predicted by Einstein and first detected in 2015. Gravitational waves are created by massive objects, like merging black holes, and they travel through the universe at the speed of light. By studying these waves, scientists hope to unlock new insights into gravity's nature. There's also ongoing research into creating anti-gravity devices. These would theoretically reduce or neutralize the effects of gravity on an object, making it possible to levitate or hover. While we're still far from floating cars, who knows what the future holds? Gravity is one of those forces that we rarely think about, yet it touches every part of our lives. From keeping our feet on the ground to shaping the entire planet, gravity is the unseen sculptor of our world. The next time you drop something, feel the weight of your body, or gaze at the ocean's tides, take a moment to appreciate this invisible force. And hey, at least gravity gives us a good excuse when we trip over our own feet.